G'day. Have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Season 2, Episode 11. Thwarted again. Delish speaking. One of my regulars exits the building, but this time I had to look twice. Is that Delaney? Oh, yes, that's him. Is he okay? He's walking slower than usual. Hello, honey. I smile as I hand him his usual lunch. Here you go.
Thank you.
But instead of his usual smile, he looks concerned. Or is he confused? He walks past my van on the right. He's never done that before. For the past 6 months, he has walked past my lunch van on the left, over to the park to eat his lunch. I always give him my leftover bread from the day before to feed the pigeons. I watch for him when he returns to work. He always brings back the bag that I put the extra bread in, so we can reuse it the next day. I see him returning, walking slower. No, maybe not slower, just different. I decide that I'm going to ask him if he is okay when he drops off the bag. But he doesn't drop it off. He walks over to the outdoor bin and throws the bag away. He goes in the door further over than the one he usually uses. That's odd. For 6 months, that man has done everything exactly the same, Monday to Friday, every day. Has something happened? Why the change? Is he even the same man? I watch for him after I pack up my van. Every day that I'm still here at 4 p.m, he walks across the foyer and back. 4 p.m, on the dot. Then 4:14, he walks back. I'm just going to wait and see if he does it today. It's now 4:01. 4:03. 4:10. Something is definitely wrong. While there's no one around, I think I'll retrieve my bag that he threw in the bin. I hope no one sees me rummaging in the bin. That would be so embarrassing. Got it. I take it to my van and open it to clean out the crumbs ready for tomorrow. But find all the bread is still there. Not only that, his lunch is in there too. It looks like he took the salad bits out of the bun and ate that, and left the bun, meat and cheese. The bun, meat and cheese are his favourites. He only has a bit of salad to stay healthy, as he puts it. It's now 4:16 p.m. I can't really do much about it today. If I went to the police, they would think I was overreacting. I wonder if I could visit him in his office. I wonder what he does. Well, it can't hurt to ask. As I walk over to the building, I look up and realise how imposing it looks up close. I think this is the first time I've entered this building. I feel a bit underdressed. Maybe I should have gone home and returned in my Sunday best before entering. I notice the way the girl at the front desk is dressed as I ask if Mr. Delaney is available. Will she even speak to me? The girl looks unsure. She says that she'll need to find out for me, and that she thinks he may have left because he didn't have his usual appointment at 4 p.m. I knew it. In a few minutes, I'm in the elevator going to the 5th floor. What a lovely, helpful girl at reception. That was unexpected. What will I say to Delaney when I get there? You've changed your routine? And I got worried. Maybe I should just leave. Suddenly the elevator doors open, and there he is, right outside the elevator. He saw me. Too late now. As I exit the elevator, he rushes over to me, saying,
Mrs. Hestingshire, How pleasant to see you again. How have you been? You know, you really shouldn't come without an appointment, but I can see you just this once. If you would like to follow me."
Who is Mrs. Hestingshire? I'm known by my nickname, Delish. Has he mistaken me for someone else? This is just too weird for a mistaken identity. I'll play along for the time being, I suppose, and see what happens. As he ushers me past his secretary, he asks her to bring tea, and I end up in the biggest office I've ever seen. The man who is following us also enters. Delaney says to me,
"Mrs. Hestingshire, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Rawlings."
He holds out his hand and I shake it as is the custom. Delaney continues,
"I know our arrangement is for private meetings. However, Mr. Rawlings would like to remain if that is amenable to you. You may, however, request a closed meeting if that is your preference."
Okay, so he probably wants me to send this man away. In a very poshy voice, I say, "Mr. Delaney, you know our arrangement. I always require a private meeting with you, thank you." Oh, that was hilarious. I have never spoken like that before. I hope it was believable. The secretary brings a tray of tea and biscuits and exits along with Rawlings. Both are looking extremely annoyed. Delaney begins pacing behind his desk, and as soon as he turns around, walking slowly towards the window, he talks to me at top speed as to what has happened. Rawlings will be reading our lips from the hall outside the office. It's unfortunate that this office has glass all along the hallway. As long as we face the window, looking at the view outside, he will not be able to see what we say. I make myself a cup of tea on the tray, then take it to stand and look at the view. We keep talking while he can't see what we're saying, and make plans as to what to do. We need to get Delaney out of the predicament he has, through no fault of his own, found himself in. We also discuss what to do and say in front of Rawlings. We are both watching the door in the reflection of the window, so we can change what we're saying if Rawlings makes an appearance. And he does. I immediately say, "Oh, yes, I know. But honestly, I would rather just get it all over and done with. I mean, do I really need another couple of million? I think not. I have plenty." Delaney says,
"Mrs. Hestingshire, it is of course completely up to you, but you sought me out for my services. In my professional opinion, you need to hire a private investigator to uncover the truth."
"Could you provide me with a definite date for this task to be completed?" I ask in my poshiest voice. "I really would rather not postponing my trip. Would hiring 2 or 3 investigators expedite the process?" I watch Delaney turn to me in the window reflection to see his pretend shock at seeing Rawlings standing inside the door. I see him wave him away, so I deliberately turn and drop the rest of my tea on the floor. "How dare you, young man?" I say. "How dare you listen in on a private meeting? Who do you really work for? Were you sent here by Mr. Hensley's staff? Remove yourself from my presence." He looks shocked, but doesn't move, so I yell, "Immediately!" He got over his shock and quickly exited. We watch him walk down the hallway past the end of the room. I maintain my false indignation until Delaney says,
"Ma'am, who, may I ask, is Mr. Hensley, and what, pray tell, does he have to do with our business?"
We both face the window and laugh. I don't think I've laughed that much since, well, ever. I have tears rolling down my face. Eventually when I leave, I assume Rawlings would think, seeing my face, that I was still upset about being spied upon. At the elevator, I say, "Farewell, Mr. Delaney," he says.
I apologize again for my subordinate's inexcusable behavior, interrupting our private meeting. Maybe we can continue our discussions tomorrow without Mr. Rawlings' unwelcome interference.
I exit the building and get in the taxi Delaney ordered for me. Being seen getting in my catering van would have certainly ruined the whole performance. At home, I sit in my favourite chair and breathe a sigh of relief. It's 5:15 p.m. and I have about 14 hours to get things organised. I quickly have a bite to eat, then make my way to the public phone box a little way down the street. The position of this phone box is why I live here. I phone the number and give the woman every piece of information I can think of. I have set it in motion now. I walk slowly home and smile as I think of the commotion I have just started. Phone calls and telegrams will be sent, people put in place, ready, and the most important part, will Code 3 be available? I hope so. I don't see any other way. Delaney has hopefully just got himself an extra week if Rawlings believed our little act. $2 million is hard to pass up. However, he won't need that extra time if Code 3 is an option. I lay in bed. Time passes. It's now 2 a.m. and I just can't sleep. Who would have thought that I would be doing this sort of thing at my age? I would have made a good actress. I would have made a good spy, or maybe a private investigator. Frankly, I like my catering van. I never thought I would have a life like this, being able to do something that I enjoy. My life is far better than I thought it would be. I like making lunches for all the people who work around here. I know many of them by name, and some I watch over, like Delaney. Some of us, we're all in the same boat and watch out for each other. I'm so glad I wasn't just being too nosy. I'm so glad I went to check it out. It's 7 a.m. I was awake all night. Time to get up and make the 7:30 call on the public phone. I see a car across the street. I don't recognise that car. I wonder. I make the phone call and find out that Code 3 is an option and the preferred choice. I need to go in early, as soon as I'm ready. I see the woman and 3 children in the car, in the morning light as I return home. I dress in my Sunday best and go out to the car. The woman and 2 children all look tired and the baby is asleep. We chat, making sure we all know what to do. The 2 children practice calling me grandmother, and I make sure I remember their names. Delaney's family, they are all lovely. I'm so glad that I can help them. His wife gives me the most beautiful coat I've ever seen, and an expensive-looking bag to carry. I must remember to make reference to my old gardening clothes, referring to what I wore yesterday. Oh, the funny thing is I do wear those clothes gardening. We park a little way down the street where the car we exit won't be seen. We walk slowly to the building and arrive as the doors are being opened. As we walk in, we see Delaney as expected, and the children do a good job of not looking at their dad. Together in the elevator, I tell Delaney everything as quickly as I can, and as the doors open, I say loudly, "So, I'd like to introduce you to my daughter, Mrs. Wolfingberg. She will be responsible for being your contact for the proceedings while I'm on my trip." One of the children asks, "Grandmother, may I please have a lolly from your bag?" I smile at him and say, "Of course, darling, and take one for your sister as well." Baby is too young for lollies. We wait about 5 minutes, and together we hear her in our minds. Time to go. We casually walk to the elevator and quickly get in, fussing over the children so Delaney can't get a word in. As the elevator doors begin to close, I put my foot out to stop them and say, "Where are your manners? You haven't bid us farewell. Come see us out. I just received an important piece of information that I simply must tell you." Delaney looks at Rawlings, who has been watching us the whole time. Delaney shrugs his shoulders and steps in. I set the elevator to go to the 4th floor. Before the doors are fully closed, I see Rawlings begin to run towards the stairwell. Won't he be surprised when the elevator gets to the ground floor? The police have already been notified. When the elevator stops, I hold the close door button. There it is. The swirling tunnel. I will never get tired of seeing that. They all step through, and I continue down to the ground floor. The swirling tunnel is gone, and I hear that little voice in my mind telling me that everything I need is in my bag. The elevator doors open and I step out. Rawlings is here waiting. As I begin to walk towards the front doors, I see Rawlings looking for Delaney and my family. He rushes over to me and grabs my arm and demands to know what floor they are on, just as the police enter. Impeccable timing. I hand the police papers from my bag, which includes photos and descriptions of the members of the Rawlings group, including Delaney's secretary on the 5th floor. I sit back and watch as they are all apprehended throughout the building. After I checked that the lovely girl at reception is okay, I leave the building and go straight to my van. I remove my beautiful new coat and put my apron on. I watch from my van as Rawlings' group are taken away. I begin to make sandwiches for the day and smile as I remember Delaney and his family stepping into the swirling tunnel. It's a miracle how they are all now such a lovely, successful family. I hope they accomplish more great things wherever they are. There's one thing for sure. If there's others involved with Rawlings' activities that come looking for Delaney, they won't find him here. It's amazing what a group of people can accomplish given the chance. And it was obvious how much they all love each other. So beautiful to see. All rescued. Again. Once from the facility, and again from here. A candy boy, a candy girl, a fairy floss baby, a spaced out woman, and an extremely successful Dalaf. Thank you so much for joining us with a cuppa. We appreciate your company.